me go get water before we do this.
You get water as soon as I... Whatever. Sonny, how was your day? Sonny? Hello? Sonny? Have you already killed yourself? Alright.
Alright, let's do it.
I'm going to kill myself. Like,
Alright, I'm starting it, right?
Wait, you're recording?
We are live right now.
I'm about to kill all the furries.
Alright, shut the fuck up, alright?
Kill first, he's one of them.
Bro, is gonna die first. This motherfucker taking 2 hours from a fucking splitter that doesn't do shit, dog.
It's just because
we have come full circle to realize, oh shit, it's the same as when we started.
Alright, hold up.
2 hours
Hello.
later,
Shut the fuck up, you homo. Shut the fuck up.
You have nowhere to talk about being a homo, bro.
You have no fucking room, bro. 2 hours on a stupid ass splitter, bro.
I bet you got an E6. Oh god.
Bro, 2 hours, bro.
You know it wasn't 2 hours, like 30 minutes.
What?
It
was 2 hours. We started at 8.
You were doing your own shit about the server for 2 hours, and then for the last 30 minutes I've been doing your own.
That's really convenient. But yeah, so yeah, no, it was all your fault for the 2.5 hours that we missed. It was all you, All right.
Anyways, hello everybody. We're back. Podcast episode number 35. Really pogging with you guys.
Wait, is it 35 like, I don't know, like a special number or something?
No, it's not, bro. It's not special, bro. It's
silver.
not special. Bro, it's as special as gay people. There's nothing special about that, right?
Bro!
Yeah, in California, they're almost 5% of the population, so...
And they're all pedophiles.
And I are right here. I can't believe you say
Wait, what? Hold up. Let's just be clear. This is only... This classification of homosexual and heterosexual. Homosexual applies to Chao.
Cope.
And heterosexual applies to me.
Co-partner.
Wait a minute, but don't gay people want like equal like rights as straight people? So my comment was right? So there's nothing different except that one likes the same gender.
I
am
not homosexual.
Yeah,
I love.
KYKA like loves cock.
Look,
so
on my trunk it says I love vaginas.
His own dick.
Bro, what are these fantasies you're having, man? What the fuck?
You get no bitches.
Projection.
Okay, wait. Let's count all the bitches you have. 0. Okay, we're done.
No,
bro. You don't have 0. You have a negative. You have a negative bitches.
You have negative, bro.
Negative.
If you think about it.
You've showered with men. Shut up. You've showered with men.
So what have you?
No, but like when he did it, it wasn't like.
You wanna know something? Sunnyhawkeye has probably slept with more men than me. And you want to know why? Because he's probably slept with his dad. And guess what?
What?
I don't have a dad.
What the fuck?
You have never slept in the same bed as your father?
Right?
No.
Hold up.
That is not what he meant by sleeping with.
You've never slept with your dad in the same bed, not even when you were a child.
No.
I don't believe that. That's cap. That's cap.
Your fantasies, bro, are wild, bro. You have incest.
Do you think
fantasies, bro?
And not just incest, like
so you think I was talking about sexuality? Whoa. What are we
talking about?
Bro, that's
whoa,
idiot.
I see my mind is too pure for this conversation.
Too pure? What do you mean?
Too pure? Do not start. Do not start.
You know what's funny? This fucking part of the podcast is not gonna make it to the episode.
Oh yeah, it is. This shit is going straight into TikTok.
Bro, this would have gone to TikTok. You edited it. But who's the editor? Who's the editor? Who's the editor?
You got a point.
Who holds all the power?
All right. Anyways, let's get with the first topic.
No, we gotta keep arguing like little children.
We didn't do the intro.
I'm KYKA. I'm a dirty D2 casual. That's King Echo.
Oh
He's not doing season 2, and that's the host with the best, whatever.
Eat a dick, eat a dick, eat 1,000 fucking
dick, motherfucker.
Okay. From the beginning, all right. King Chao, season 2, never coming out. Chao Ultimate, 3 years or more. Boom.
Oh boy.
Mic drop.
I'm fucking Sunnyhawkeye. Your host, the fucking most.
It is never coming out, by the way.
My co-hosts are fucking retarded.
No
spend
cap.
2 hours
At least I know
on
I am.
fucking software that we
2.5
didn't
That's a lie.
use.
That's such a lie.
2.5 hours. Actually.
All right, you know what? Cope is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, I know.
Bro,
Cope really
the
is a
only-
dangerous thing.
the-
Mr. Hetero KYKA. Yup. Very dangerous.
That sounds like projection, King Chao.
He is fucking gay. What
I-
the fuck?
I admit it, bro.
No, it sounds like you're secretly straight.
Oh. Wait, I'm straight? Oh, sweet. Alright. Fuck, I
Okay.
guess I like girls now. Alright, whatever.
See, this is conversion therapy at work.
This is what straight camp.
This
straight
is what the
camp-
Democrats don't want you to know.
Anyways,
See, being gay is a choice. It's not, you know.
you know
No,
who also believes
it
that?
is a choice. It is a choice. But
Wait, I got the best.
reserve
I got the best
right
transition.
To make that choice. I
Guys,
know.
No,
guys.
fuck your transition.
I got the best
No,
transition.
fuck your. I don't have the script up. All right, fuck
I
your
have the script
transition.
up.
Bro,
All right.
what?
You know who also believes being gay is a choice?
Gay people,
People in the Middle East. All right, let's talk about Iraq.
bro.
What?
I rock.
Iraq.
It's Iraq.
It's Iraq.
Iraq.
It's Iraq. It's Iraq. Are you fucking? Are you?
Iraq.
Bro.
It's
are you
Iraq.
guys- no, ain't no
Iraq.
way y'all motherfuckers are fucking saying Iraq and Iraq. Bro, it's Iraq, bro. Oh my fucking gosh. I swear.
Anyway,
I'm-
so apparently it's on fire.
Okay, hold up. Let's just. I want to prove my point and be right. Just go ahead and click that, and
Okay, so Iraq is on fire.
it's Iraq,
Nah, I'm
but it's
playing.
fine.
I'm playing.
Bro, this isn't a rock band, bro. This fucking ain't no event
Sonny,
unfold,
search
bro.
up how to pronounce Iraq. I
Bro.
dare you.
Ooh, bro, I don't negotiate with terrorists, alright?
Okay, I guess I'm a terrorist. Anyways,
Exactly, bro. Bro,
So-
why is my
You're
name on
literally
here?
a white national
Why is
terrorist.
my name on the script? Why is my name on the script?
Oh no.
Alright.
Nah, that's slander,
You're
bro.
racist.
That's
You're
Kaika's
racist, bro.
slandering my name, bro.
That's right.
all right. So let's talk about this. Iraq is literally on fire, and it's
Alright,
also
yeah.
a figurative
You're
statement.
right. No, we do need to talk about your extreme racism problem. I don't think that's very good
Oh,
for
boy.
the brand.
We're never gonna fucking.
Bro,
No, see, this is the bitching episode. Like this is the spinoff.
see, if I was recording, I would mute King Chao.
Yeah, see, if I was muting, I would have muted you. Except, oh wait, I already did.
But you didn't though.
I
He's still
unmuted him.
talking.
I unmuted him.
But he's still
Okay.
talking.
All right, can we
Fine, I'll mute him
start?
again then.
Oh my god.
Muted. Oh,
There, boom.
there you go. Haha, bitch asshole.
Haha,
Haha,
Lamau.
you can't
Haha,
talk. Come on,
haha,
bro.
haha.
Come on,
Haha.
bro.
Oh shit, he left.
All right. Anyways,
Baby gonna cry.
let's first off and flee.
God, I'm being so annoying. Okay, Iraq.
Yeah, Iraq.
Iraq is on fire.
Netherrack is on fire.
Let's get this done.
He's fucking crying. Look at the baby crying. Bro, look at him crying.
It was a Minecraft Nether joke, and that's what broke you. Oh my god.
Man, Pope.
You know
This is what.
I'll take
This
the
is
praise.
what-
I'll take the praise.
Bro, this is Kaika's split personality right now, but he's crying right now.
This is what community leaders have to deal with when they deal with autistic children.
He's,
Yeah, I
talking,
know.
Bro. Look who's talking.
Like,
Exactly.
I mean, you know, they go on all these tangents, like, you know, like the different ways Iraq is spelled and how heterosexual they are. It's a challenge, but we're willing to accommodate and really adapt here. That's what.
All right. Anyways,
Oh my gosh, bro. Gay
so can we talk about this? Holy shit!
Yes.
All right.
Let's talk.
So-
Don't negotiate with terrorists. I'm sorry.
So President Barham I don't know how to pronounce that.
Just
Salih.
don't pretend.
Let me
Just move on.
Salih.
Bro, it's salami.
now.
It's salami.
All right. Hold up.
Barham Salah. Boom.
Salih.
Oh,
bro.
Salih. Okay.
Salih.
Salih, bro.
Barham
Salih.
Salih.
All right. So President Barham Salih announced he would resign today, and today is August 29th, and this podcast will probably come out on the 30th. So just so you guys know,
Yeah, because he's a shit editor. What? I would
And-
never say that.
Salih is the president of Iraq, and that's why I
Well,
said Iraq.
former
Is on...
president of Iraq.
No, he's still the president. He's just announcing his retirement.
Oh.
Yes.
Weird.
Yeah, I know it's a weird situation over there. And let's give some context about Iraq because it's actually quite a complicated region. Iraq has two main religious slash ethnic people. It really depends on how you look at these people and if you think the split is greater than religion and if it goes all the way into ethnicity. That's your opinion for you to decide. But those two groups are called the Shiite or Shiite and the Sunnis, depending on how you pronounce it. I'll go Shiite.
The Shiite.
Yeah.
They're the
So,
Shiite.
so you could pronounce it Shiite, Shiite, or Shia.
So
I'll go.
or like shit.
So just so you won't get confused, I'll just do
God.
Shia. So the Shias believe that the Prophet Muhammad should be succeeded by his family lineage, and the Sunnis believe that Muhammad should be succeeded by the next best option. So it would be presumably by a outstanding leader, not someone like Muhammad because obviously he is the best, but someone who is morally, at least to some degree, as equivalent as Muhammad. And the Shias, they believe that Muhammad should be succeeded by his family lineage, and that happened to be a woman. That's why there was such a big split
Oh shit.
between those two different people.
Yeah, no,
And currently,
this is the Middle East, by the way, we're talking about.
correct. And currently, the Shia, they make up the majority of the Iraqi population. And Iraq's government has pretty much gotten nothing done since late 2021 due to the deadlock in the nation's government. And President Salih is loved by the Shia people. And the reason why we're talking about this is because after President Salih's retirement announcement, protests have completely erupted in the Green Zone. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is the Green Zone and why do the Shias care about this President Salih? And
or more importantly,
the simple
why we or anybody else should care about this. This shit's happened in the Middle East. How does this affect us?
Correct, I'll get to that. And so President Salih is beloved by the Shias. He's done very many things for them and their coalition in government, and that's why they love him so much. He's almost an icon in that group of people. And the reason why this is important is because all these protests are happening in the Green Zone. And the Green Zone was established by the United States after the Iraq invasion, which happened under George W.H. Bush. And this was meant to be a very secure region of Iraq, meaning there'd be no gunfire, there'd be no missiles thrown. It'd be like walking in, not Washington, D.C., but somewhere equivalent with a little bit less security. It was supposed to be very secure, at least for Iraq standards. And in 2009, control of this green zone, this very secure area, was handed to the Iraqi government. And another important thing, the U.S. Embassy is located in the green zone. So that we're all caught up. I mentioned before that protests have been erupting in the green zone, which is highly unusual considering this is supposed to be a secure area.
Right.
And
sort of like a no-fire zone.
yes. And a potential civil war is breaking out in Iraq after this president's resignation. It's actually that bad. 15 people have already been dead after, I think it was 15 hours.
So,
and
that's crazy. But
yes.
Again, like, I mean...
Why do we care
Yeah,
about this? I'm getting to that. So, as I mentioned, gunshot and missile fire could be heard in the green zone. And the big part about all of this situation, why we should care about this, is because I mentioned earlier, the embassy is located in the green zone. The U.S. Embassy, that's where the United States houses our workers, the people that work for our country. And our people, Americans, had to be evacuated by helicopter again from the U.S. Embassy. Now, if you guys don't remember, in Afghanistan, in Kabul, the capital, this was where our U.S. Embassy was located. Previously, the people in the embassy had to be evacuated by helicopter. Mm-hmm. So, once again, the United States is losing ground in another state that we nation built. So, it's just not looking good for the current administration because not only do we have Afghanistan fall, and that's partly to blame, well, at least mostly to blame because of us. Iraq's falling. Iraq is falling, particularly in the green zone. And in my opinion, that has a lot to do with us. Because, once again, we were so confident enough in the Iraqi government that we handed control of the green zone to them. The green zone is where we house our American people, so we have to have a great deal of trust in them. And obviously, that kind of backfired. And if you might be
Trust was
thinking, oh,
misplaced.
right, might be thinking, oh, the violence, it's probably not that much. It doesn't look too severe. Let me just
They
show
were
you a
peaceful
couple clips.
protesters.
Peaceful protesters. Let's look at this first Twitter clip.
Oh shit, is that a fucking machine gun?
Yep.
Oh, no way. That's
M2
fucking
Rust?
mad.
Yep.
What the fuck? Oh, there's a new video.
Wait, hold up.
Underneath it.
Before you watch it, this is supposed to be the safest and most secure zone in Iraq, just saying.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if you've seen Iraq, but...
Okay.
Alright, let me
Let's go
see
to the second video. So this is not in the green zone, just so I preface this. This is in Baghdad, but it is very close.
Hey, what the fuck? Those are rockets?
Those are missiles, yeah. It gets worse, okay?
It's looking like the end of the world over there.
It gets worse, okay?
It
There
always
was-
looks like it's the end of the world.
A capital insurrection, boys. We gotta do a January 6th commission
Oh
before
my
Iraq.
god, January 6th, too.
I think that that's the presidential palace.
And of course, just like the first, they're just out with their phones, taking selfies.
To be
maybe
fair,
standing on a podium.
the difference here is that they're probably holding guns, you know, which is not very safe.
I mean, yeah, but like, this is what insurrections look like in 2022. All right, I'm watching the fourth video.
But these are essentially the same thing, right?
That's insane.
Yeah, Iraq's pretty much falling. It's crumbling.
All right.
The government already set a curfew, but obviously curfews are not effective. So
They
all we
weren't
could do-
effective in 2020.
right, especially in a place like Iraq where the government doesn't really have centralized control over the people. So
Based.
you know, it's just
Based.
it's a horrible situation all around, and all we could do is just wait to see. And I guess at this point, what we could speculate about is how this could affect Joe Biden in the midterms. So for Iraq,
yeah. So we don't really have a slam this time, right? But
right,
we should still talk about how this may implicate Joe Biden. Biden.
So interestingly enough, as I mentioned in Afghanistan, literally the same situation happened. Because if you think about it, in Afghanistan, we prepared, or so-called prepared, the troops in Afghanistan to fight the Taliban, and they were inadequately prepared.
Yep.
We prepared the people in the green zone how to effectively control the space. That would be a very safe area for business to be conducted. That did obviously not work because the people carrying machine guns AK-47s, missiles being thrown out. It's just not a good situation all around, and I guess this is more iconic in Saigon. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's this very famous picture taken. Saigon is in Vietnam, by the way. This was during the Vietnam War, where um, America had to send a helicopter to the U.S. Embassy and evacuate Americans.
I think most of the gamers in our audience know about the Vietnam
Right.
War. Spoiler alert: America lost.
Right, and this image, this famous image, is kind of repeating itself in 2021 and 2022, and maybe in 2023. Joe Biden really cannot catch a break with countries falling under his fingertip. He first had Afghanistan,
And him
then
just
maybe
being a
Ukraine.
general and competent leader. Yeah.
Yeah, first Afghanistan, maybe Ukraine. Ukraine's kind of like in a stalemate right now.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
The situation
it's in a
with
stalemate.
Ukraine is definitely a lot more stable than we all thought it was going to be, which
Correct.
I do still think is a good thing because I don't know. There are a lot of like pro-Russia people. Yeah, a lot of pro-Russia people. I don't know. I don't get it. Like it is a modern day act of like imperial colonialism in 2022.
Correct.
And like we all kind of agreed that wasn't okay for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And Russia's doing it anyway. And there are a lot of people who are like, Russia and Ukraine basically the same shit. But there's one really, really big difference. And the difference is Russia is like still kind of vying with the idea of bringing the USSR back eventually at some point. So they've still got those communist roots. Ukraine is very successful at being a market capitalist country. And as the primary promoters of liberal democracy and free market capitalism, we should be caring about that shit. A lot.
Yeah, and the helicopter scene that's being repeated across different embassies. It's not a good look for the Joe Biden administration, and as you can see, people are making memes. I think this one was from the previous situation in Afghanistan, but this is being circulated online again. It's the Biden-Harris and then a helicopter above the little tag, and people or soldiers coming out and climbing on the letters and falling. So, I mean, this could be either very bad for Joe Biden or it could not affect him at all. So that's how I view it.
It not affecting him at all is unlikely. It'll
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
do something.
it depends how bad it gets. I mean, I don't see a lot of media covering this right now, and I think that's deliberate because
Well, yeah, the media would never cover something like intentionally that would make
Correct.
their guy look bad. I mean, come on, this is propaganda 101.
correct. So that's just how I am about the situation. I don't think they
Yeah.
would cover this, and if they do, only because it would get very, very bad.
Right.
It's already very bad, but
it's plenty bad. But if it gets any worse, then the media would basically have no choice but to cover it. And at that
Correct,
point,
yeah.
it's like, yeah,
and who knows how bad it would need to get. That's just
Right.
how fucked up it is.
right.
But anyways,
So that's the situation going on in Iraq. Not great.
not great.
Not great.
What do you mean? It sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude, sounds like
please.
a lovely day.
Sounds
Give
so
your hot
good.
take. Please give your hot take. Why is it
Bro, it
amazing?
sounds so amazing, bro. Like,
You can't wait to
think about
frolic
it.
in the flowers
Eh,
in Iraq. in Baghdad.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
It sounds so good.
I can't wait to tell them openly and honestly that I am of the homosexual variety. I'm sure they'll take it very well.
I think they'll take it amazing.
I think they
I
might
think
take me for a nice.
They're very accepting over there. I
Yeah,
hear.
yeah, a nice ride.
It's like how
off of the
Germany
road.
is to furries, right? Very accepting.
Yeah, yeah. That is fake, by the way.
No,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go take a trip to Germany.
Yep. Go hunting, boys.
I wonder why.
Speaking of someone who goes hunting, Lindsey Graham. He
I thought
is.
you were gonna say Hunter Biden because the Hunter.
Oh, you mean he goes hunting for little girls.
What Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but this next story actually has something to do with Hunter Biden, but it's not entirely Hunter Biden. Everything can't be all about Hunter Biden, right, guys?
I mean, it can be.
You know what? You're right. My bad. Anyways, so Lindsey Graham, he's a senator from South Carolina. He holds a lot of power in the Republican Party. He has a large voice, and people are criticizing Lindsey Graham for so-called inciting riots. Now, before I give you the actual clip of what he
Inciting
said,
riots? Oh boy.
yeah, before I give you the clip on what he said, I want to give you some context. And this all
Oh
spurred,
boy, context.
right? This all spurred from when Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, when he went on Joe Rogan's show and did an interview. And Zuckerberg, he said something very dystopian, to put it lightly.
How do you guys handle things when they're a big news item that's controversial? Like there was a lot of attention on Twitter during the election because of the Hunter Biden laptop story. The New York
we
Post.
had that too.
Yeah, so you guys censored that as well?
So we took a different path than Twitter. I mean, basically, the background here is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. We thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. So our protocol is different from Twitter's. What Twitter did is they said you can't share this at all. We didn't do that. The distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it. You could still consume it.
So when you say the distribution is decreased,
it got shared.
How does that work?
It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less. So fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely...
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful. But I mean,
that is whack. So
right.
They openly admitted to tampering with the search and discovery of that topic.
The more crazy part is the FBI went to Facebook and presumably Twitter and told them, "Hey, be careful about this."
Real? I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
You don't buy it.
I don't buy that the FBI specifically went out of their way to tell Facebook, "Hey, there's Russian misinformation on your platform. Heads up, you should probably deal with it." All right.
And let me tell you this.
I don't fucking buy it. I don't think the FBI is that cucked. I mean, it is. It's plenty cucked. But, like, Facebook could just as easily have used the FBI as a cover shield. Because who are you going to fight? Facebook, fucking Zuckerberg? Or are you going to fight the FBI? The government. The federal government. At the end of the day, to blame shit on the government is... I mean, it's kind of what corpos do. Because it's so easy. And sometimes they're right. They're right. But I don't think it was this time. I think that's bullshit.
I appreciate your rant, but that is completely incorrect.
What?
And we have proof and evidence that the FBI most certainly, or there's a high chance that they did. That's why
you did.
When we get to our next FBI,
you knew the FBI was doing that. You just wanted to hear me go on and on and on about my little pet theory.
You wanted your co-host to look like a fool. Damn.
Yes.
Personally, me, Chao, I wouldn't let that happen.
So you know what?
I know you would. That's why you're the better co-host than him.
Exactly.
You're the host.
I'm the host with the most.
Anyways,
you're the host with the least.
So let me. So now that we watched this clip about Mark Zuckerberg saying that the FBI came to him,
you got any more slander for me?
Let's analyze what Lindsey Graham said. So let me play this clip.
Fuck Lindsey Graham, bro. She sounds like a retard.
Say this. If there's a prosecution of Donald Trump for mishandling classified information after the Clinton debacle, which you presided over and did a hell of a good job, there'll be riots in the streets.
He's right, though.
Did you guys catch that last part?
Nope.
Yeah, there'd be riots in the street.
So Democrats are using this clip to say that Lindsey Graham is... How do I explain this?
Oh, shit.
He's threatening riots if Trump is indicted.
Right, because how could he know that there would be riots unless he was actively Oh, fuck.
Well, let's be clear here.
Oh, fuck.
It's a prediction.
Well, it's a prediction if you take what he said on good faith. But
but let me ask you this question, Chao.
I don't have to
I
take
get
him on
that.
good faith.
Let me
They
ask you
just assume
this.
that he's a fucking terrorist. They already kind of do.
Do you think that if Donald Trump is indicted and he's put into jail,
Yeah.
that there will not be riots on the street?
I don't know.
So
I
you
really
think
don't know. Because, on one hand, there's the crazy, like Trump worshipping Republicans, right? Not even necessarily far right, just like an entire new sect of the right. I don't want to say alt-right because that's associated with like fascism and stuff, and that's not what I'm talking about. It's alt-right. It's an entirely new direction of right that is specifically associated with just loving Trump to the absolute extreme. Basically, Trump evangelianism, right?
let me tell you this, okay? Donald Trump, his house was searched by the FBI because he didn't properly handle documents. Now the problem with this
quote unquote.
argument is Donald Trump could have declassified those documents 5 seconds before he left office. He could have just literally said, I declassified this document and it's declassified. Declassification is more broad than people understand. And it's made intentionally so the president could release information out to the public whenever he pleases. So if Donald Trump, and the FBI they don't even need evidence to say that Donald Trump declassified this or classified this or whatever it is, because all Donald Trump needs to say is, I declassified it 5 seconds before I left office. And then he wins the case. Okay? And this is the reason why it is concerning that the FBI raided Donald Trump's house over classified documents, because a lot of other presidents have classified documents at their homes, and we just assume that those presidents either A, get to keep those documents because we really don't care, or B, they declassified them during their term of office. So
Okay.
this is why it's so scary.
I want to clarify. I don't think it's because, quote unquote, we don't care. I'm sure there are plenty of people who would like more than anything else to know what all of the presidents throughout history have been hiding, even if it's the most basic of shit. It's not we don't care. It's not worth dying over. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not worth, like, starting this huge uprising over. The only times where a president classifying something is worth making a fuss over is if you have some reason to suspect that it's about something serious, about some violation of rights, for example, or some breach of justice.
This is the issue I have with it. A lot of presidents have made this same mistake, if you want to call it that. But people like Hillary Clinton, who got subpoenaed by Congress. A subpoena means you have to give information to Congress without touching it. What she did with her emails, even though she was subpoenaed to give them over to Congress, she completely deleted all of them.
Yeah.
People like Hillary Clinton
and
was allowed to get away with that.
She's not in jail.
People like Hunter Biden, who obviously lied about his record when purchasing a gun because he said he doesn't have any line of addiction or he doesn't have any mental health issues, which is obviously a lie.
Yeah, bro,
he was allowed to get away with it, and plus he was allowed to throw away his old guns in a trash can next to a school. He's allowed to do that, and no one cares. He's allowed to go smoke cocaine. He's allowed to go sleep with a lot of these Chinese agents. He's allowed to go get illegal money in Ukraine.
Safe smoking kits.
Right. He's allowed to use his dad's name on the foreign stage to get favors. He's allowed to do all this, and there's no investigation into Joe Biden's case.
Yeah.
None.
Because
Donald Trump,
when you look at this entire situation, to say that it only works for one party and not the other is an assumption, but it's a reasonable one. You have two cases where it doesn't work for one side, and you have one case where it does work for the other side. That's bias. It's gotta be, right? Like, the only other explanation is incredibly contrived.
And this is the thing. A lot of other presidents have the same thing as Donald Trump, and they have not been raided by the FBI. But a lot of people on the Democratic side have done unprecedented things, and they have not been raided. Right? So this is the problem. And that's why I think Lindsey Graham's statement on his assessment whether or not there would be riots on the street, I think that's pretty accurate, because to say that if Donald Trump gets an indictment, he gets put in jail, I do think there will be riots. I think that's a safe assessment to make because of the political bias we are seeing in the FBI.
But again, that is giving Lindsey Graham, it's given him a lot of leeway, right? It's giving him the benefit of the doubt that he meant that is sort of an assumption of what is going to happen, instead of him saying, like, I'm gonna make sure that happens. That is giving him the benefit of the doubt, which, in a good faith argument, you're supposed to do. But, as we've established, Democrats aren't liking to play fair. It ain't about that. It's essentially about slandering Donald Trump's name for the crime of wrongthink. Everybody else in these positions of power get to, essentially dance around the rules, and nobody cares. Or at the very least, they don't care enough to get involved. But when it's Trump, it's different. It awakens something in the FBI agents when they're done trying to bait Discord mod pedos into, getting arrested on Dateline NPC to catch a predator by acting like a 13-year-old girl. When they're not doing that shit. Or like banning, ER off of YouTube for making some edgy jokes or whatever the fuck. When they're not doing that, they're looking at Trump and they're thinking to themselves, how can we make the system apply to him where it is not applied to everybody else? And there's a very particular reason. The first is pretty obvious. They want Trump, down. But the second reason is they want to look like they've always been doing it. Like they're just enforcing the rules regularly. But of course, we know that's not the case. It almost kind of can't be the case. Because think about the alternative. That would make it so the FBI's honest to God, in good faith judgment of Hillary Clinton and Hunter Biden's actions, and Joe Biden's actions for that matter, were all not worth looking into in comparison to Trump's, which I don't buy. I just don't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Alright, kick Chao right over. Let's move on!
Well, I was going to read a couple of tweets about just, like, uncalled for things, but I'll read them. Whatever.
Go off.
So there's this account on Twitter called Brooklyn Dad Defiant, and he tweeted, quote, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham said if there will be rioting on the streets if Trump is prosecuted. I'm no law expert, but that doesn't count. Doesn't that count as incitement? Not really, because if you want to prosecute someone for inciting violence, they have to be more specific. This is more broad. This could be argued as a prediction. And yes, maybe his word choice wasn't clear, but it is ambiguous, so he'd probably win in a court case. Some of these get even worse, by the way. Let's just read the next thing. Okay, this is by Lindy Lee. She's not verified on Twitter, but she does work for the White House, so that's why I feel like I could mention her Twitter and everything would be fine. She said, Lindsey Graham, the former chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, is threatening riots if Trump is indicted, is refusing to appear before a grand jury, try to steal the black vote in Georgia. Imagine the amount of compromat Trump or Russia must have on him for him to sink this low. Which is just crazy. I mean, this is just an insane tweet. Lindsey Graham has never refused to appear before a grand jury. That's stupid.
Like some major cope.
Yeah. Try to steal the black vote in Georgia? What does that even mean? He just won them? I don't even know what that means.
And of course, it's always about the groups. It's always about the black vote instead of, like the vote of black Americans. It's always the blacks. The blacks, they've betrayed us. They're voting the wrong way.
And imagine the amount of compromat Trump or Russia. This is she's calling him a Russian agent, which is crazy because Hunter Biden has literally slept with Chinese agents and nobody cares.
Wait,
so, Another
Wait, hold on.
title.
Source. I need to know. Is this shit real?
Do you want the pictures?
Bro.
Do you want
No,
the pictures?
I don't know. You
I
might
got
go
the
to the
picture.
restroom real quick if you do that.
Hey yo, bro.
Anyways, another title: Breaking Lindsey Graham calls for riots if Trump is indicted. He never called for riots. I think we could all agree on that, right?
Yeah, no.
He never openly said, "I want riots to happen if Trump is indicted."
I would
That's
say
just not something
that it
he
was a
said.
prediction. But again,
Correct.
I must emphasize that is because I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Because there's a lot of plausible deniability here, right? He's not
This is the
saying,
thing.
I want riots to happen, or I think there should be riots. He said, there will be riots, or there will most likely be riots. It's like, yeah, there probably will. I mean, I don't know for sure, but it's possible, right? We have to
Correct.
at least admit it's possible.
But he's definitely not calling for them. I think that's a bit too far.
Right. It's the same thing that they tried to pin on Trump himself. I want to say, like...
During January 6th.
Well, not during January 6th, but just before January 6th.
Oh, yeah, before, yeah.
Yeah, so Trump was like, we're gonna take the country back, right? But he didn't actually expect people to, like, go storm the Capitol and do January 6th, right? And the thing is, if you don't take him in good faith, which, I mean, most people don't, he's fucking Trump, right? But if you assume that he had good intentions, and you have that good faith policy, benefit of the doubt, all of it, plausible deniability, the case is strong that it was a prediction, or that it was a subtle call to action, not a literal call to action, not literally storm the government, start an insurrection. That's not. If you give him the benefit of the doubt, then it's pretty easy to see that that's not what he was saying. But if you don't give him the benefit of the doubt because, you think he's Satan too or whatever, right? Then obviously the only solution is that he was actively calling for Jan 6 to happen, which is nonsense to people who give him the benefit of the doubt. That's the only difference.
Yeah. Another headline: Lindsey Graham threatens riots if Trump is indicted. Like, come on. That's just pretty inaccurate. CNBC, this is actually from a trusted news organization.
Quote unquote
And they
trusted.
And they titled their video as, "That's a fascist statement." What? That is just crazy. To be fair,
they really just be calling everything fascist now.
but this is the thing. I guess I didn't include this. This kind of reminded me of this, but Joe Biden called some part of the right semi-fascist, which is just insane on every level.
I don't know, like,
Because that's how you get, Hitler, or that one guy in Italy that we don't like to talk about, or pretty much any fascist ever.
Wait, hold on. You said Hitler's name, but not the guy in Italy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're talking about Pinochet?
No.
What?
No.
Who were you talking about?
Very special person.
Now, why don't you tell
Oh,
us?
Mussolini. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
You said Hitler, but you didn't say Mussolini. That's what?
Like,
Can
Hitler
you say
was-
his name?
Hitler
Say
was
his
a
name, KYKA?
Mussolini.
No, say louder. Can hear you better.
Mussolini.
No, louder. I can't
Why
hear
are you
Anyways.
scared of saying the name Mussolini?
No, I'm not scared.
Is that like a kind of pasta or something?
Just because he's under Hitler, he's like the small
Right.
dog.
But like,
Pasta
you
person.
know,
Pasta
Anyways.
person, no cap.
oh, fake.
Oh.
Fake, yeah.
And by the way, while we're on the topic of the FBI, I just want to skip to the last topic. We'll talk about the other topics you have, Chao, but this kind of ties into it. It flows better. So remember when you said that you don't think the FBI was going to Twitter and Facebook and telling them, like,
Yeah, I
censor
thought
this.
Zuckerberg was lying, and you made me look like a fucking idiot. Yeah.
All right. So this is according to the New York Post, and this story just broke today as well. According to the New York Post, FBI agent who opened investigation into Trump has been, quote, forced out. And I'll read you this story. So according to the Post, Timothy Thibault, I'm sorry if I butchered that, an FBI special assistant agent in charge, allegedly mishandled the Hunter Biden laptop story before the 2020 election. Essentially, this person, Thibault, he suppressed information flowing from this Hunter Biden story to the media. That was his job. And presumably, according to the Post, this person was going to these major news organizations, to these major platforms, and telling them, hey, Russian disinformation is going to be prevalent in the 2020 election. Just keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Okay. And Thibault was already on leave, which basically means the FBI wanted to let him go, but they couldn't, so they just told him to leave and they paid him. And Senator Chuck Grassley already knew about this individual for a year. And if you don't know who Senator Chuck Grassley is, he is the top Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee. And as I mentioned before, he had his concerns about Thibault or his partisanship regarding Donald Trump and his re-election efforts. Now, this is what Chuck Grassley said a year ago, and I'm quoting the New York Post. In a letter to FBI Director, I'll start with that again. In a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray in July, Grassley said Thibault, an FBI supervisor, intelligence analyst Brian Wooten, were allegedly involved in a, quote, scheme to undermine derogatory information connected to Hunter Biden by falsely suggesting it was disinformation. Now let's go back to what Mark Zuckerberg said. The FBI came to Mark Zuckerberg and told him to keep an eye out. There's going to be a lot of Russian disinformation before the 2020 election. And if Chuck Grassley a year ago knew about what was going on between these two individuals, it probably was happening. Let's be fair. Chuck Grassley doesn't get the shit out of his ass, right? It's very hard to go into the FBI, an organization with thousands of employees, pick out two people, and one of them has just been forced out of the FBI for allegedly covering up the Hunter Biden story. It's very hard to guess that correctly. I think we could all agree, right, guys?
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a 1 out of a couple thousand chance. You're right. Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, this is Grassley's current statement on the whole situation. Thibault, he said this, quote, Thibault allegedly ordered the Hunter Biden laptop story closed without providing a valid reason as required by FBI guidelines, and subsequently attempted to improperly mark the matter in FBI systems so that it cannot be opened in the future. So not only was he going to all these media platforms and saying, be careful about some stories that might pop up, it might be Russian disinformation, he was openly trying to make sure the FBI wouldn't investigate Hunter Biden.
And it was, this is like hacking into the FBI's database to make sure that it wasn't talked about. Holy shit. This is real? Like, yeah,
this is actually real.
This feels like it's like the plot of some fucking like action movie.
I do want to point out this is all alleged, but it's ironic, and it's not ironic. It's just interesting that Chuck Grassley a year ago pinpointed on this one person.
Nah, bro, we live in cloud world.
Right. He pinpointed on this one person who he thought was meddling around in the Hunter Biden story, and a year later, he was fired for allegedly mishandling the Hunter Biden laptop story. So it's interesting how things can come full circle. And that's where this story ends. So Chao, go ahead and talk about what you need to talk about.
Okay. 2 little things, not really big topics. We're running at the end of our episode here. So this is probably going to be a little bit shorter one. So, 2 things. And they both have to do with gaming. Gaming. Alright. Okay, so first. Rip F in the chat to Saints Row. And GTA 6, but that's not out yet. So I guess we'll have to make the decision.
We can play GTA 5 though.
Fire game.
Yeah, we should do that for an episode.
No, hold on. I need to talk about this. All right. GTA 5 talked about some really heavy shit. You could even say some downright political shit. All right? And in some moments, it did have a bit of like a liberal like message, especially when it came to police. But, all right, they were still okay with themselves enough to make jokes about it. They were still, like, integral enough to their own core audience, their core ideas, not, you know, possessed by progressivism nearly as much, that, like, some uncomfortable realities about, you know, that world, that sort of gritty parody of living in Los Angeles, right? Like, what that would actually be like, and the uncomfortable parts of maybe some of, like, the racial shit, right? Yeah. So, Grand Theft Auto 6, first of all, female, Latina main character. But frankly, that wouldn't matter. That really wouldn't. GTA 6 is not going to be shit. I don't even think it's going to be even measurably worse because of its main character's identity woke points. Frankly, a woman GTA character was, I don't know, kind of bound to happen eventually. And frankly, it's a good step. But it's about the way the character is portrayed in this new light. They went woke. They went woke. And you know what they say, you go woke, you go broke. I hope. So, yeah, it's gonna be a feminist empowering kind of journey thing.
Ain't no way.
From the woman's perspective. Now, there is a way to do women in GTA as playable characters correctly. And the simple answer is, don't change anything about the game. If you have women, like, you know, like, beating the shit out of other women, robbing banks, crashing cars, whatever, if it's completely the same, but it's woman instead of a guy, that's fine. That would be fine. In fact, in some situations, it might actually be better. I could see that like being like more thematically aligned. I could also see moments where it was less, but it would not negatively impact the game. This is definitely going to negatively impact the game because it's just the spirit of the realness of Grand Theft Auto 5 and all of the previous installments is going to be lost because it's not actually a Grand Theft Auto game. It's a progressive skin suit of a Grand Theft Auto game to push, you know, Marxist politics, or Marxist economic theory, and all of the gender bullshit, and the race stuff. It's gonna be fucking horrible. Don't get GTA 6. Similarly, this is how I know that GTA 6 is gonna be like this, right? Is because Saints Row is like this, and it's shit. One of my favorite YouTubers that I aspire to be like, he also does political stuff. Short Fat Otaku, was great. Used to do anime reviews, but then Gamergate kind of turned him. And I've mentioned some of his points in the channel before because, I'm really inspired by his stuff, and I agree with a lot of his points. Not all of his points, but a lot of them. And what he has to say about Saints Row is, it's very accurate. It's the same shit, all right? It's anti-capitalist. It's pro-diversity. It's all the shit. They specifically made the character as diverse as possible, like in the character creator, like as a meme, like disabled, like black woman, like heavy woman, and then they just colored her blue. Like, just, like, absolute maximum diversity points. And, I don't know. It was funny. But the point is just that Saints Row, GTA, both screwed. There was a time where the Saints Row games, I didn't play them, but I heard a lot about them. They were good. Now they're not. Same with GTA. Fuck both those games. Don't buy either. You're wasting your money. Even aside from the political stuff, the story is going to be shit. Alright?
Damn, that's a controversial statement.
It is. It is, but it's true. All right. I saw like a little bit of the script of Saints Row, like because it's out, right? So I saw a little bit of gameplay, and the dialogue is so fucking childish. Like, I don't know. The main character is like driving home, and I don't know. It sounds like, I don't know. Okay, I'm pretty sure the guy put it as like, it's a 40-year-old pretending to be a 10-year-old who just learned what swear words are.
What?
And just spamming that shit 24/7. Yeah. It's fucking annoying. So, Saints Row, GTA, dead franchises, play the old ones, don't buy the new ones. Vote with your wallet. Alright.
Good point.
So that's Saints Row and GTA 6. That's the topic. What do you guys have to say about that fucking dumpster fire duo?
This is the thing. GTA is such an iconic game that I don't want to believe it's true.
Well, that will have to wait until it comes out, but, you know.
Right. So I'm in disbelief right now, but we'll see. I don't want to believe it. Say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so, man. We've been waiting for GTA 6 for so long. Don't fucking ruin it.
It's never coming back. It's never coming. Trust.
Maybe that'd be a good
Sonny's
thing.
dad works for the GTA company, Rockstar.
Yeah, he
Wait,
already
what?
deleted all the files.
Oh, that's it. Did you hear that?
Yeah, bro,
No,
man,
you
you're
didn't.
just so gullible. You're so gullible. You're so fucking gullible.
No cap. Alright, now. That's GTA 6 and Saints Row. Let's talk about Spider-Man. 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 Okay, so, right.
All right. Well, you get to talk about it.
Shut the fuck up, alright? I'm getting to it. Oh, okay. Okay, so, if you are a PC gamer, PC Master Race, if you're a PC gamer, alright, you have modded a game. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Steam Workshop mods count. Alright, you've modded a game because it makes it better. Almost always, people have created dope-ass mods for their favorite games, usually ones that are pretty ancient, but even the new ones get mods sometimes, right? Fucking Hat in Time mods, Subnautica mods, Minecraft mods. There's a lot of those ones. Terraria mods. I don't know. Fucking, literally almost any game on Steam has some form of modding community. Because if you're a coder and you see a game that you love and you want to put more shit into it, what are you to do but mod? But somewhere has got to exist, preferably multiple places for variety's sake, where you can find these mods. Enter Nexus. Now, it used to start out as a modding site exclusively for the Elder Scrolls series, including but not limited to Skyrim. Right. So, over time it had evolved into the modern form, where it's essentially a hub for a bunch of different types of mods for a bunch of different types of games. And I don't know. I use Nexus mods a lot because it's a very useful resource and it's pretty much open to anybody. And I know that the good shit will be on Nexus. Now, I don't own Spider-Man for PC. But if I did, I would be very disappointed to find that a mod that removes the pride flags from the game has been banned.
What?
Yeah, it's banned. You can't
Gosh.
find it anymore.
I really want it. Well, at least now I can burn them.
God. If only. Well, yeah, so they're gone now on Nexus. You can probably still find them if you dig, but generally, other websites that are similar in nature have also gone to ban them as well. Like ModDB or... I don't know. I only heard for sure that ModDB has also erased them. Point is, Spider Pride is eternal. The pride flags are here to stay. No matter how much we want to revert them back to their God-given state. That was so fucking edgy. Okay, you get my point. But that is not all. There's a reason why this is a topic on the Sons of Liberty channel. It's not just that they banned the banning of the pride flags. That's not news. What is news is how they did it. So, the mechanism to remove the pride flags from the game. Could somebody please give me a drum roll? Please?
I did.
Somebody a drum
I did.
roll?
I did. I guess when expression like stopped it.
Yeah.
Whatever, fine.
I'll put it in edit, you know.
Okay.
Rumble, please.
The mechanism was already in the game.
Dun,
Dun dun dun!
it ain't so.
The plot thickens. So, the mechanism to remove the pride flags was already in the game. How could this be? Spider-Man PC, so progressive. Why would they ever include this feature? Oh wait. Progressive for us, as in United States and other developed first world countries this side of the globe. But what if we traveled somewhere distant, somewhere in the middle of the East? We talked about it in the beginning, and we talk about it in the end. I made a couple jokes about how the Middle Easterns aren't too accepting of those of the rainbow community, especially homosexuals. They usually get stoned or thrown off of buildings. Perhaps both? Who am I to tell? But, yeah, so if that's what they do to people, it would be pretty easy to imagine similar things happen to flags. So, any gay iconography is usually absent in Middle Eastern versions of, well, everything. There's the obvious meme of, you know, the brand Twitter account not changing their profile picture for the Middle East version. Right? Like, you have all the fucking rainbows, but then it's like, Xbox Iraq or Xbox Yemen. And it's just like, it's the normal one. It's black and white. And there's a reason they do this, right? It's so, like, Middle Easterners don't get pissed off because, again, they don't like gay people too much. So, if you have a mod that removes pride flags from the game, and it's already in the game because of the Middle East, then what does the mod actually do? All it does is make the game believe that it's being played in the Middle East. That's it. That's all the mod does. It says, okay, we are being played in the Middle East. Take down the pride flags. And that got banned. Yet, the same people did not go to the developers of that Spider-Man game and request that the feature be removed because it's for a different people. So, to summarize, if you are American, or European generally, Western European, or, you know, anywhere that isn't the Middle East, essentially, right? I'm sure there are a couple other examples of homophobic countries, you know, like, I just can't think of them right now. Probably some in Africa. If you are in one of those countries that is currently being subsumed by progressivism on all sides, you don't have a choice. If you want to play Spider-Man, it's with rainbow flags fucking everywhere. And if you want to create a mod to sidestep our cultural subversion, expect the ban hammer. That is the summary that I have gained from this entire interaction. If you're Middle Eastern, it's okay. You have severe cultural differences that would not make the extreme cultural subversion that we are doing to the Americas and Europe valid for you. You can live without the pride flags. But if you're American, or if you're British, or if you're French, or if you're Canadian, fuck you. Take it or leave it, bitch.
Damn.
So, in other
That's-
words, hashtag bring back the Spider Pride remover mod today.
Nice.
That's a good hashtag. Get that trending. All right. So, I believe that is all we have time for tonight.
Wait, you guys hear that? You guys hear that?
What? Bonus
Is-
topic?
Bonus topic. Yo.
Oh shit!
All right.
Bonus topic. I love those.
Now this may be some stale news, but hear me out. I know you've all heard about Andrew fucking Tate and his brother Tristan Tate.
God, Andrew Tate.
All right. Now, they've been banned recently. For my opinion, like, because his opinions and ideals and how people just, like,
Didn't he,
clip
like,
things out
hit
of
women,
context.
Didn't he like hit women though?
But the thing is, right, all of his ex-wives and girlfriends have come out in support of him. Now, what would they come out to gain? Like, their exes, by the way, their exes.
Yeah.
They come out to gain, like, for support.
Huh.
Right? Even though they've been offered money, to talk shit about him, they still have it. So, like, obviously, he's not, like, suppressing women. Even he said, like, he wants them to be protected. His own brother, Tristan Tate, has a daughter. He said, like, I want to be in a world where his, like, niece is protected, right? And that's basically his goal, is to make the world that he wants to live in. Same as all of us.
Yeah.
But why should he be banned? He's always been based. But why should he be banned just because his ideal is a bit too extreme? I mean, women, they also have these hype women who say, like, so much shit about men, but they're not banned. They're still on the
fucking
platform.
like r/female dating strategy. They're not banned. They just set the community to private so people can't see all the horrible shit they say about men.
But even on YouTube, there's, like, these podcasts just, like, go women, men are shit, all this. And obviously, I'm like,
toxic masculinity. I'm not. It's fucking everywhere. It's part of the cultural subversion. Yeah.
But why should, like, Andrew Tate, just because he's trying to motivate men to be more masculine and to protect women and be a man in the relationship, why should he get banned for that? Honestly,
especially when the women who say the opposite are not banned.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, based.
The thing about it, he was banned by multiple, like, basically all those social medias in one weekend. So what is that, like, what do you think? Like, do you think, like, they all just band together, like, hey, guys, let's ban this motherfucker?
You're not allowed to speak.
Probably.
All right, well, KYKA,
Oh, guess
what do you have
what?
to say about this? What?
Oh, wait, KYKA before... Yeah, go for it, KYKA.
I think the platform's probably coordinated on his ban.
Yeah,
That's at least what
fucked.
seems most probable to me.
That's fucked.
Or they follow in each other's footsteps, because I know
bans
Facebook and Instagram.
Bans should not be multiple site-wide. If you say something fucked up and a site deems it as off terms of service, you should be banned at maximum on that site, not fucking shadow ban on every site on the planet.
That's I know Twitter banned him initially, like, a while ago, a really long time ago, but then Instagram banned him, and I think, Instagram and Facebook, because they're owned by the same parent company, Meta, they banned him at the same time, and I think YouTube saw that, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna ban him, so... And then obviously the dom just fell out of his favor.
Think about TikTok even banned him, and Twitter, and not Twitter, what's the other? Facebook, right? Facebook banned him. All the social media.
Facebook, but yeah.
Yeah. And Twitch, that's what I was thinking. Twitch also banned them. I'm not surprised with Twitch. Twitch is a very stupid organization. There's even a fucking
Twitch
woman legit having sex on stream and only banned 7 days. Legit, only 7 days. I think it's so ludicrous.
Meanwhile, guy gets swatted, gets perma-banned for breaking TOS.
No, and legit Gideon, who shat on Pokimane, got banned, like, permanently. Like, what the fuck is that?
Because the mod got the dick in the hands.
But guess what, guys? Andrew Tate's back. He's back on a new social media called Rumble.
Rumble is not new.
No, but like,
Rumble's existed for a little while now, actually.
I mean,
It's-
new
it's-
relatively to the other
Yeah,
social
I was
media
gonna
sites.
No.
Even TikTok's
Where's
older
the
than
name of
Rumble.
No, it is not.
Because remember, TikTok used to be Musically, and Musically has
Yeah.
been around for quite a bit.
No, Musically's only been around since post 2017.
I mean, along with how track goes.
Okay, whatever. Point is,
Anyways.
yeah. So Rumble. I don't know. I do not have necessarily the best opinions about Rumble. I just kind of think of it as just rip off YouTube. You know. Same thing with Odyssey. Sorry guys, I know it's your archive site like BitChute, but I do not want to sign up for some fucking like external website to watch your videos. If you got banned, fucking make a Twitter storm about it. And if you get banned on Twitter, make an alt account. I don't know. I don't want to go to some fucking third-party website to watch their vids.
There, guess what? We are making a Rumble
God
account
fucking
too,
damn it.
guys.
I tried to
And we are posting this video on there.
Shut the fuck
Can
up.
you believe it? So, go check out the Rumble.
I
It'll
got
be
it.
the same
I shouldn't shit my-
username.
In the Rumble video, we'll have a secret, hidden video inside the video of
Inside
us
the
arguing
video.
like little children, and you can watch
Exactly.
that.
Anyways, that's all I have to say.
And I believe that's all we've got for this episode. So,
Exactly.
I'm King Chao. Season 2 is never happening. Chao Chat, 3+ years. Actually, fuck you, make it 4.
I'm a dirty D2 casual.
You didn't say your fucking name. They forgot your name because they have
I'm
stage a
KYKA.
million dementia. Okay, there we go.
I'm Sunny. I'm your host with the most. Thank you for watching episode 35. A very shitty episode, but you know,
Yep.
we move. Anyway, see you guys
Bro,
next
you just
time.
got fucking roasted.
Yep.
See you next time on episode 36. And yeah. Bye.
Alright.
Suicide bullet hole reveal on 38.
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink. This is mad.